in the new studio, which is a bare white wall. And so, a little quick update. And if you are catching this on a repeat or a posting, and you're not catching it live, my name is Gabriel Stockton, and every week we go live at 6 p.m. Pacific time. And hey, welcome for those of you jumping on right now. And hello, I'm seeing some people I know. And so we go live every Wednesday. And we just moved into our new place. Just a quick update. And we're just on the outskirts of San Diego in our new home in La Mesa, California, which is a suburb of San Diego. Anyhow, we talk about watercolor. And what's really cool is I'm going to show some maybe new products to you, but products that some of you already have, but are you utilizing them the way they should be utilized? So today we are gonna go over the Daniel Smith 24 pack. Have you got this before? Give me a thumbs up if you have this. Give me a hello if you can hear me. And we are gonna look at that, but I also have a super rad painting to work on today. So go ahead and get your supplies if you want to paint along with me. Nico, what's up? Nico says, hi Gabe. What a great day for painting. That's right. So this is Watercolor Wednesday, and let me go ahead and switch the view of the camera. Bum, bum, bum. And here we go. So we have a new setup here, and I appreciate your patience. We're gonna move this here. Bring this up like so. You know, everything is always updating, right? Technology, equipment, yada, yada. So, here we go. So, I will be working, so stick around because I will be painting from this Kilimanjaro. And this is the scene. So go ahead and take a screenshot real quick. If you want to work on sketching this up. This is a cool truck with a barn scene. We will be painting that. I will be painting that later. So on Watercolor Wednesday, I don't necessarily teach. This is kind of like you're hanging out with me. But check it out. We do have, drum roll please, we do have an upcoming workshop, and we are doing this. You've requested it, and I've got it now set up where July 13th, we are doing a Zoom masterclass on Lighthouse. We talked about this a few weeks ago on, there was an early bird special. The early bird special is over now, so it is $199. What you get out of that is a one-day watercolor Zoom workshop with me. You've been hopping on here and enjoying just hanging out with me. This is the opportunity to see these lighthouses right here worked out in watercolor, okay? So July 6th is the last day to sign up for this. July 13th, it's a Saturday. As soon as you email me at info@Gabriel Stockton Fine Art, I will send you either a Venmo or a PayPal. You pay me, and when I receive that payment, then you get the Zoom link to attend. you will get to have opportunity to paint these and get feedback from me. In this format of Watercolor Wednesday, I don't really get to see you. We don't get to be face to face, but this is the opportunity in which all of you have asked for, okay? So that is the upcoming workshop. This is the scene we'll be working on today. But before I go there, all right, we are gonna look at the Daniel Smith 24 pack with the bonus free metal box, okay? So when you open this up, these two bad boys come out like this. So you get 2 of these, all right? 2 of what? 2 boxes? I get 2 boxes? No, check it out. You get 2 of these wonderful palettes. So check it out. This one opens up, and right away you're getting this little cheat sheet in case you don't know your paint colors, which is cool. So there's 24 colors. Yes, some of you might have the 12 set. Now, if you join me next week, I'm gonna go over the new brochure and what comes in a 12 set, okay? But today, we're just gonna look at the 24 set. So it comes with this, you put this away. All right, we get rid of that. And then you're like, what's in the other one? What's in the other one? Guess what? It is empty. So check it out. You already probably have some paints, some Daniel Smith paints, and you can fill this up. If you don't know how to fill these pans up, I already have a video. I've showed maybe like a couple weeks ago how to actually take one of these half pans and fill it up with some paint, all right? You watched me work on filling up one of these. Well, guess what? Maybe you don't want to fill one up. Maybe you want to just buy one that already comes with the paint in it. Well, that's this bad boy, okay? Here's one thing people do not know about this rad palette, okay? Check this out. This bad boy comes right out of here. See that? Oh, shut up. Right? Like all 4 of you, like every 4, like 1, 2, 3, 4 of you are watching right now, and however many of you are watching on the replay, you're like, I did not even know. Well, here's one thing I do right away when I get this palette. Check it out. So I will take a piece of tape. Now, any tape will do, but if you have a piece of duct tape, that would be probably just a titch better, but check it out. So I'm gonna tear off a piece here. See these little holes? What are those little holes? You may ask. Check it out. See this little thing right here? That is so you could put your finger in there. Right there. Nico! Oh, nice. For sure. Like, that's the best way to learn things is by accident, Nico. So I'm going to take this little tape and put over those little holes. So Daniel Smith did take some time and put a little indent here. But sometimes that little wash might dribble or go out those little holes. But not now. So you have a mixing area here. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got these little mixing areas here. Da, 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 da. All right. Let's look at these amazing colors by Daniel Smith. I am going to go ahead and waste a piece of paper just for you. It's not really wasting, but that's what some of you feel like. But I personally I like taking the time to look at these colors. So the first one here is Buff Titanium. And these are called half pans. Alright, so we got one right here. This is Buff Titanium. Okay. Pretty light, pretty light. And with watercolor, we want to stay nice and light. The next color we have here is Hansa Yellow. Okay, so take Hansa Yellow. Look at that. Isn't that just a super, super juicy color? Okay. Next we have Quin Acridone Gold. Now, I personally like Quin Gold Deep. They are close, but they are not the same. The next one is Hansa Yellow. You know, and I might be going through these really quick in case you're taking notes. Don't worry, I will post the replay on these. The next one is Pyro Scarlet. This is a lovely color. I have Pyro Red, and this is more like a fire engine red. Okay. Next one is Permanent Limson Crimson. If you have a Daniel Smith Limson Crimson and you care about the lifespan of the color, you might want to change it up to Permanent Limson Crimson. We'll talk about that in the future. All right, we got next Quin Rose, Quin Acridone Rose. Check that out. Isn't that gorgeous? Holy cow. Next is one of my favorites is Ultramarine Blue. A lot of the skies here in San Diego are ultramarine blue. I'll tilt this down like so. Hopefully you don't see my toes on camera. Next one is Cerulean Blue. Cerulean Blue is definitely a great sky color. Really, I've seen this sky color wherever people live. Phthalo Blue Green shade. This is headed towards green. It's a blue that's headed towards green. Okay. Next one is Cobalt Turquoise. Do not mistake Cobalt Turquoise for Sleeping Beauty. It is different. There it is. Then the last one of that row, so is Phthalo Green Blue shade. Phthalo Green Blue shade. It's a mouthful, but you'll get it once I put it down. See that? Phthalo Green Blue shade. All right. Second row, we're moving into 13 colors already. That is quite a bit of paint. We've got Sap Green. Let me know in the comments if you have these colors. All 6 of you, do you have these colors? Any of these colors? As I'm going through there, just be like, yeah, I have Perylene Green. Perylene Green. If you don't have Perylene Green, there's one thing you need to know is Perylenes, you don't want to be mixing them a lot with other colors. Just use it straight up. Next is Undersea Green, one of my faves. You can mix that Undersea Green, which we found out about 2 or 3 weeks ago. We mixed that color. Some of you were just like mouth just wide open, just going, what? The next is Raw Sienna Light. Do not get this confused with Raw Sienna. This is much lighter, and this is not Italian Raw Sienna. That's even different, okay? So Daniel Smith has put some serious time in putting together this palette for you so that you can create some beautiful things. Goethite. Oh my goodness. If you want to paint beaches, this is your color. You'd be doing pretty good if you have that cobalt turquoise down here and that goethite, and come on down to San Diego and paint with me. Indian red is the next color. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Do you have Indian red? Because I do, and I like it. It is not burnt sienna. If you have burnt sienna and you're like, I don't need Indian red, I have burnt sienna, you are mistaken. Quin Acridone burnt orange. That's a mouthful, but there it is. Quin Acridone burnt orange. Oof. All day long. Just gorgeous color. Maybe I just said burnt sienna. Well, here you go. Burnt sienna is not Indian red. I had an instructor that said it was Indian red, and I got in trouble because I argued with him. Alright, see, this color is not the same as this color. What do you think? Let's see it in the comments. Alright, burnt umber. Who likes burnt umber? I'm curious. I would use burnt umber maybe in the fall or winter paintings, but not necessarily spring and summer. I don't, call me weird. Raw umber. Oh my gosh. Another amazing color that we all overlook. Raw umber. And last but not to be forgiven is Jane's Gray. Out of all these colors, this is the only brand ambassador's signature color. And Daniel Smith has been so gracious to throw a brand ambassador signature color in this palette. It is semi-transparent, but it's also granulating, which is, oh my gosh, look at that. Isn't that great? So Jane's Gray. Jane developed this color because this is the gray that you see in England. So if you plan on going to England anytime soon, take me with you. No kidding. Seriously, take me with you. No, really? Okay, Jane's Gray is a gray that you need if you're going to England. All right. Well, I know you didn't just come here today to just watch me swatch paint. So this goes in there. This goes right on top like this. This drops in and voila. That is the 24 set that you get in this. Here's all the 24 colors. We will look at the 12er next week along with the new brochure. We are 18 minutes in. There are now 9 of you with 2 whole thumbs up. I appreciate that. So, yeah. You want to see what's on the other side? Oh, look at there. There's a painting that I did with... I don't know if she's here watching right now, but maybe if she's watching, she will say, I painted with Gabriel. All right, anyhow. So, I get this question all the time. Gabriel, how long do you spend drawing? Well, I will draw. Joan is here. Hey, Joan. Is there another 24 set with different colors like nude, gamboge, neutral tint, etc.? That's a super good question. Come next week and I'll answer that with that new brochure. See how I did that? Laura, I have most of these. I bought many. That's wonderful. Nico says, I learned part that comes out by dripping accidentally. Well, that's awesome. And then Laura, I have so many tubes. That's awesome. So do I. I don't have the pans, but I have the Daniel Smith tubes. That's awesome. Joan, hi, I finally caught up online with you. That's super rad, Joan. I'm so glad you're here. All right, I think we're caught up. Oh, Quinn Burnt Orange is my favorite, says Laura. Quinn Burnt Orange is super rad. All right, so I digress. This is my drawing for the painting. And I get this question all the time. Gabriel, how much drawing do you do for a painting? I will draw as much as I need to until I see the finished painting in my mind, okay? So with that said, you're seeing some nice little values here, okay? And values really, really matter. And if you sign up for our little workshop that we're doing, so here is our painting photo reference. Okay, you could take a snapshot of that. And I need to put my iPad on off airplane mode. Okay. Then we go edit. And then I will go into black and white. So there is the painting, black and white. There's my drawing in black and white. See how much brighter it is? See how much darker this is. This is what a photograph does. It goes darker on you. All 10 of you with the 5 thumbs up, thank you so much. This is what a photograph does. We're doing a painting, okay? So with that said, bum, 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 I am gonna get started with lighting this up. So I like to take this eraser. This is a kneaded eraser. It's one of the bigger kneaded erasers. Now, there's gonna be some shaking on the table. Just hang in there. So I am going to, whoa, there's a lot of shaking. For some reason, things get kind of goofed up when you move. And look at that. That's hilarious. Let's try this. I'm gonna erase it off camera just so I can get done. And it doesn't mess with our camera stand. Okay, so I could do it hovering the workstation. So I'm lighting up my sketch. I'm not erasing all the lines. I am just taking all the graphite off that doesn't need to be there. I do not do this every time. But when it's a subject that needs a little more understanding in my brain, I take more time. Now, if you're not following me on social media, shame on you. I'm kidding. I've been doing this week a challenge for people to draw each day, whether if it's with a pencil. One day I did with a marker, and this day I did with a pencil. There is now my surface. This is watercolor paper. and I'm gonna get started. So check out the first thing I want to paint on here. I'm gonna take, actually, you know what? I got enough room here. I got enough room here for my palette. Check it out, check it out, check it out. Oh, you get to see some mixing. I'm gonna put a nice little thing of yellow or orange right here. Look at that. One time. Done. Going over like that. This is a roof. And I'm gonna grab some of this lovely color here, which is, oh, this color is gray titanium. And from there, I'm gonna come right over, and I can use a little bit of lavender. Now, if you're not familiar with my colors, it's okay. Why am I painting this scene today? Well, I had a few ladies at the San Diego County Fair request that I paint this picture here for you on Watercolor Wednesday. So we're gonna take this cool blue and drop it in here for the shade. And then we're gonna take that shade right over here. Now you might hear my wife washing dishes. Though the cool thing is we did just get a dishwasher. How cool is that? The new place came with a dishwasher. Fancy, fancy. We're gonna get in here, drop in some red into this cool. And a little more cool here. A little more brown. This part of the barn is gonna be nice and cool. More red. Less cowbell in the other room. There it is. Look at that. Nice. This is nice and cool. Now here's a fun thing. I don't know if you ever tried this before. I'm gonna take a little bit of yellow, a little bit of turquoise, and I just made a green. And we're gonna put some green right here. All right. And just right below there. Alrighty. And then taking some yellow and coming in here and drop it in right there. This is some yellow that's getting some light like this. Okay? This is not the typical way I paint, but the fun part is you're getting to see me mix onto whether it's the paper or the palette. Okay? We're gonna take some red. You see how I'm mixing it right into some of the colors I already have? I'm gonna drop that red right in here. Okay, and I'm gonna bring that red right on down like this. See that? Bringing that red in here. This is the old barn. Like that. Just like so. Why am I painting like this? This is all done right now with the Escoda Aquario mop brush, okay? I can do all this lovely stuff right now with the Aquario and not worry too bad, okay? About much, because I'm just doing my first, what maybe some other painters would call in the realms of oil or acrylic, the underpainting. Okay, I'm gonna grab some of this orangey color, and there's a little bit of this wall that's warm, and with some water right in here. Okay, so the star of the show is here. He's hanging out, and I've now got the majority of the painting done because I've used the mop brush. The only problem with painting like this, which some of you do, is everything is wet but this area of the painting. Okay, I am painting on a Kilimanjaro block. Okay, this is a block, all right, 140-pound cold pressed 100% cotton Kilimanjaro, thanks to good old Cheap Joe's art stuff. Seriously. Alright, I'm gonna get into this orange right now for the star of our show. And I'm gonna come right in here like this. And I'm putting down that first wash of the pickup truck. There's gonna be other parts of the truck that are going to get some shadows, but I'm putting the basis, the foundational color right now on this whole entire jalopy. Okay. Dun dun dun. All right, can you see now the truck, the barn, how it's coming together as far as our shapes? I'm painting a bunch of big shapes. I'm not painting any details right now. I'm gonna go over to Buff Titanium. We looked at this color over there on our 24 palette. This is a color that I keep on my palette here. And I'm gonna drop in that wood. All right, see that? And then these vertical pieces of wood here. Okay, don't forget this piece over here. And he's in the window, going across a little bit higher. There it is. There's a little bit on this bumper where it's kind of rusty. All right, so we now have got a good basis other than those tires. But the lightest color I want to use for my tire is kind of this grayish color. So part of this wheel is kind of grayish. There's this part that's grayish right in there. And then there's other parts that are gonna get some real darks. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. I'm happy with the first layer of this painting. Again, this is not typically how I paint, but this is how I'm seeing most of you paint. You're putting down these colors, okay? And I'm going to now add some neutral tint to this here. And there's this lovely, nice, dark right along this ridge here. But here's the thing is, I don't want that much water in my painting. So I'm gonna switch over to some perlas. So for the rest of my painting, I'll be using these 3 brushes. This is probably a 16 or 18, a 12, and an 8, okay? I've already got the mixture. I've dropped this brush into the water just to activate it. And I could bump that up with a little bit of moon glow. All right, and then this goes nice and dark right across here, like that. So we're gonna do some lighthouses coming up on July 13th. So if you've been wanting to learn how to do lighthouses and you've been putting it off because it's intimidating, well, that's why we're going to paint them for our workshop here. We're all going to get to finally see each other face to face, and we are going to get to have an opportunity where I'll actually get to see what you're painting along with me. Look at that nice dark. This is the darkest part, the side of the barn. This is the lovely shadow of the eave. Look at that. All right, there's a nice shadow going on here. So if there's anything I would tell you is turn your painting. Turn your painting and we'll turn the camera. Okay, so taking a little bit of this, putting it over with that orangey color, and guess what I'm gonna do? Wham! Okay, and I'm gonna take another little amount of darks and go boom, like that. From there, I'm gonna take a little more paint, and there's little chunks of orange here. Okay, and I'm gonna darken it, and there's some chunks of darker orange here. So I am creating a pattern. You can create patterns in a painting. We want patterns, we want variations, okay? Boom, 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 turn it off to the side. Ooh, look at that. But guess what? What happens if I just turn it like this and add just a little bit of water? Wow, shut the front door. What just happened? That looks like our silo, for sure. All right, adjusting the camera one more time. There we go. For all 13 of you, let me know in the comments if you're painting along. Let me know in the comments if you are completely confused and don't know how to sign up for the workshop. I can answer that and tell you how to do that today. Would love to have you. We have a good amount of you already signed up, which is super rad. Okay. All this is a shadow right here. Bum, bum, bum. All this right here is in a shadow. But it's gotta be thicker paint. I'm gonna be explaining that so much more for you in our workshop, but you could see me do it today. Dun, dun, dun. This little thing kind of comes out like this, and then this here, like that. Then that shadow stops here. This comes like this. This comes here. Boom. I left a little bit of white around the top of the cab of the truck, and I left a little bit of light around the rack. Boom, boom, boom. Look at that. Isn't that neat? So hopefully our friends are here that wanted me to paint this. I did a demo at the San Diego Fairgrounds and met some new people that were going to join us here for Watercolor Wednesday. Hopefully they're here and enjoying. Say hello. I was very honored to get to demo at the fair this last weekend. It was a good time. And we'll soften this edge. Okay. Alright, so there are some dry brush. Alright. Not quite sure what's going on with my brush right now. Alright. I need some dry brush action. And I need a cooler red. Alright. So right in here, we're going to come down here. Like so. I'm super excited about the workshop. I think I'm even more excited to meet some of you finally in person. And I'm excited for the subject matter that you all picked. It's gonna be a good time. It's on a Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. Let me know if I'm wrong. It's a good amount of time that we're going to spend together. And if you have any questions, email me at Gabriel Stockton, fineart.com. Actually, it's info at Gabriel Stockton, fineart.com. Alright, look at that. That's coming along lovely. I'm going to get some Lauren McCracken black right here. And the roof is not pretty. It's kind of beat up, so it has these little jagged parts here. There. Dun dun dun. There's one maybe right about there somewhere. Nice and dark. Do you see what brush I'm using? The Perla. So I have some awesome news. Escoda has asked me to become a brand ambassador, and I am very honored to have this new opportunity with an amazing company who I just love these brushes. And yeah, that's my praise report for you this week is the ambassadorship with those guys. There's some of these little lines coming this way that come here. Quicker the better. Nice little shadow right there. The shadow's coming towards boom, boom, boom. There's a super, super dark right over the cab, which is quite unique. If I don't do it right, it will be a big boo-boo that we don't want right in the center of the painting. So I'm gonna add some water and congeal it all together. There. Let's dive in. But before I go into the truck, there's these little bricks right here and part of the barn. And there's these little boards right here. I'm gonna check for some comments. Are there some comments? Let me take a look. Oh, spell check. Escoda bar. It's Escoda. Boom. That's great about Escoda. Thank you so much. Hello from Missouri, from Paula. Happy 4th, everyone, from Tim. Yeah, I will be in my art studio tomorrow. And yes, Laura, about the Quinn burnt orange. All 14 of you hanging out with me. Are you painting? Let me know in the comments. Are you just enjoying watching? That's okay too. I'm gonna tighten up this little edge here. There. Nice and luscious. We could put a little bit of blue into this nice dark right in here. I will explain this technique more at the workshop. I can't tell you everything here, you guys. Alright, so right here is our wonderful board that comes down, and it's a grayish green, and then we've got a nice dark that separates these boards right here. Okay, and then we've got a nice dark right above that board there, and we've got the edge of our car. Well, it's a truck, sorry, my bad, truck. Okay, and then right in here there's a little shadow, and there's a little shadow under the lip on this side. There's a little shadow under this, and underneath, leaving some white on the top. There are my headlights. There's a little dark here. Now, I'm not worried too much about making this perfect right now for you, just because this is just a good time demo. This bumper is right here. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm gonna paint this as good as I can for you. But am I worried about making this car look like the year that it is? No. I'm making a painting. If someone hired me to make sure that I painted their year of their truck, you better believe it. I'm gonna paint the correct body type for the truck. I'm just a paint shaper at this point. I'm painting some shapes. Right here there's some shadows on each part of this truck. Now my teenager just bought a truck because she is driving now. So if you're out in Utah, just know. I'm just kidding. She's pretty awesome. Alright. This is coming along. This is a good little project. Now there's some little darks right here because we took some time. I took some time and painted them. And this comes over like this. You need to leave those whites. If you don't leave those whites, ooh, it doesn't come out the way we want it to. Does it have to be perfect? No. But it definitely has to look like a painting. Bum, bum, bum. There we go. Look at that. That looks like a bed of a truck. It's coming along. There is this lovely guy here. And I might have goofed and not left it. But that's alright. We are painting. And this should come off as a painting of, you know, sometimes this is healing for people. Sometimes this is therapeutic. You definitely should not painting this with a whole bunch of anxiety, okay? This should be relaxing. This should be fun. For me, it's very, very fun. Like, I'm in my sweet spot, enjoying. I've got to move my chair here so I can. Here we go. Dun, dun, dun. I'm looking at my reference. Here we go. This is nice and dark right in here, but there's a little trim of white. There's a little box of white right down there. And then this gets dark. This curves because there's a back window. But there's this center piece down the center of our windshield. And then this is our steering wheel. This gets nice and dark right there. I'm spending a lot of time looking back and forth at my photo reference. Yes, I am. This orange goes a little bit darker on this side of our truck. So I mixed some darker orangey gray. This goes darker down here, like this. Look at that. And this goes a little darker right there, a little darker here. This is a fender. If you're not familiar with these old cars, I am jiggling the table. I apologize. This is a new setup and I will do it just a little bit different next week. So I apologize if I am jiggling. This is where watercolor is very forgiving. The nose of this truck can be lifted. This can be lifted with clean water. This can be lifted again with clean water. Lift. Now, this grill. I did not make the grill perfect. Okay, this is my painting. I simplified it. Now, some guy with this old Chevy pickup wants to hire me. It's actually a GMC. Wants to hire me to do the perfect grill. Let's do it. I'll spend like way too much time on dialing in this truck than the barn. There's that grill. Nice. Let's look at this dark. This needs to go super dark right here. How are we doing on time? Is anybody paying attention to the time? Have I gone over again? Let me take a look here after I dial in these wheels. If you got any questions about the upcoming workshop, please put it into the chat, because someone else might be thinking the same question, but they're too shy to ask. All right, this wheel here, going dark like that. Now I drew it so I remembered it. So there's a dark right here, and then a dark that drops down like that. Bum, bum, bum. There are some little darks under there again. This varies. This varies. Nice. And there's a couple coming down here. Not a whole bunch. Not every one of them. Don't go getting all in there doing way too many of those. A couple little darks here and there. This could go a little darker. It lightened up on me, that little turkey. And there's this little thing right here on our truck. It's a little dark and a little dark here. And I may or may not put the GMC part. We'll see. We'll see. It's getting really, really close. So there are these parts of so I'm gonna grab this brush. This is the Escoda Prado, and I'm gonna get in here with some gouache. And what I'd like to do with this brush is load it. And from there, I will load it here. Now, there are some little lovely whites right in here that come across. Now, pattern, variation, pattern, variation. Okay. You see how that helped? Am I on camera? Yeah. I can do some verticals now to make it look like the brick and mortar. That's the correct term. I don't know. I'm not the smartest person, but I do look at the shapes and how I can paint these things and make them visually speak I might not have the correct terminology, though I do like to learn, and if you know, let me know. There's some little pieces over in here. There was our little guy here. I wanna, ooh, that got interesting. I do not have a paper towel for that, so I'm just gonna go blot it with my finger and try again. There. Easy peasy. GMC. GMC-ish. I can fix this in a painterly way. This. Wow! What just happened, you may say? All 12 of you with 9 thumbs up. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm gonna have some of this dirty lavender from earlier's painting. And we're gonna get into those headlights with the same Prado brush. So I start with the top part. And I move to the center. Okay, and I look back at the other side and I start with the top part, go to the center. This side gets more light, so it's different. Just suck a little paint out of there. There we go. A little more black. Lormer Crackin' Black with Lormer Crackin' brush. This is one of his favorite brushes. Boom. Let's go nice dark clean edge around the grill. It is the front of the car, truck, vehicle. This little line here, line there. Dun, dun, dun. Little dots and dashes. I'll explain that again. The workshop. Little lavenders. Right in here. Blip, blip, blip. Nice. Guess what? We do see a little bit of little dots. A little shadow. I am wiggling it. I apologize. And there's a little dot here. And 2 dots there. And 1 dot there. Let's pull the tape. We are 3 minutes over. Oh my goodness. You guys weren't telling me. Ooh. I'm always pulling my tape away from my painting. Okay? The day that you pull your tape inward, you will tell me, Gabriel, I should have listened. I learned that was not the way to do it. What happens is you rip the painting, especially when it's wet. Look at that. Look at that. So this is what I like to do when a painting is undercooked. Now I've been sharing this undercooked theory with a few of you lately. And the theory is, ladies and gentlemen, is nobody likes overcooked Rice Krispies. They're super dry. They're not fun to eat. But if you eat an undercooked Rice Krispie and it's chewy, people like chewy Rice Krispies. So my goal is to hopefully teach you to make some paintings that are a little undercooked and not overdone, okay? There should be a little bit of texture. I'm looking on this roof, okay? But for the most part, we're looking where we need to look. We are looking at the focal point, okay? We're not looking over here off to the side, even though there are some great, lovely visuals over here. They're saying, hey, there's stuff to stacked over here up against the barn. And then we see that the silo is over here, but we're not saying, oh, this painting's about a silo. We see this wonderful shadow that propels the truck forward. So what do we have in this painting? We have layers. We have a background, all right, or a backdrop. We have a middle ground. We have a foreground. And medium rare. That's a great way to cook something, right? And then we have this foreground, right? I'm not too worried if this foreground is super bright or anything because we're looking at the truck, okay? I put a little blue lavender in here to speak to the orange of the truck. Having that dichotomy of complementary opposites, happening there, really bump it up. Now, is this painting done? I would say no, but the signature is implying it's done. This painting could use maybe an extra 10 minutes of work, mainly just dialing in all this wonderful thing of the windshield. For instance, that wonderful split shield right here. Dun dun dun. Could use that nice little white right down the center. See that? Well, if I'm gonna do that, I might as well go ahead and put in our little windshield wipers. Okay? Why am I putting in these little details? Because I'm getting you now to hone in only on our actual focal point. You've got to spend more time painting where you want the person to look in your painting. There's these little parts right here on the hood. That's a super nice dark. It's just gorgeous dark. And then this comes up right there. There's another little part that's just uber dark right in here, like that. And then, with all of you that are still here, all 13 of you, check this out. There is another little swipe of dark over here, and it stops. Then it picks up right about here, but there, right here is the dark for our little lovely windshield wiper. And then right here is the other little windshield wiper. Okay. And then there's a little darker spot on the steering wheel. Boom, boom, boom. Not the whole thing. Okay, and then we've got this little lovely thing here. But guess what? Guess what? This goes dark right here on our rear view mirror. Some of you might know about the rear view mirrors. I don't know. Is anybody here that's ever rode on a cattle truck like this? I have. That's why I'm painting it. This is a nice little white right in here. Boom. And there's a little bit of light right in here. I am using gouache. This is where you should be using gouache. There's a little bit of lettering there, but you can't read it. There's a little chunk of white right there. There's a little white on the wheel well. Not too much. Not too much. Okay, and then I'm scooching my... There's a little bit of white right in here. This got a little too big. And then this, quiet down, boom. And sorry about the shaking. I will fix that for next week. This is starting to look better. And see, I'm already, 5 minutes. And so I'll probably spend just a little bit more time just on a few little more details on this part here. All this is done. Maybe a little bit of splatter. This is done. This is done. And then maybe a couple little pearls and necklaces in here. Other than that, this is ready to frame it up and find the next person that wants to hang this beauty on the wall. Thank you so much. Again, thank you to Cheap Joe's for this wonderful Kilimanjaro pad. And thank you for Danielle Smith for the 24 watercolor set. I hope you enjoyed all this. Have a wonderful week. I appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. I will see you next week. And I'm glad you loved it. Laura, thank you. Paula, appreciate it. Joan, it was so good to see you again. Paula says, is the class recorded and could be watched later at another time? Yes, the workshop will be recorded. And you will be able to watch it at a later time. It's gonna be a good amount of time together. And again, what she's referring to is the Zoom workshop. We are painting these wonderful watercolor lighthouses. And you can email me at info@GabrielStocktonFineArt.com. All right, and any other comments? Paula says, because she works on Saturdays, but she would really like to partake in the lighthouses. I totally get it. Whenever I am at an art store, I look for Escoda to see what they have. That's awesome, Paula. And thank you, Paula. I appreciate the congratulations. Nico says, I am just drawing while I watch. Got a whole lot of tech pins to try out. That's wonderful, Nico. I'm so glad to hear that. And what else we got here? Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, so thank you so much, everybody. Have a wonderful week. Be blessed and happy 4th of July. I will see you next week. Take care and ciao. Bye. See you later.